Right, a lovely good morning to you, Bore da, on Tuesday the 12th of January, into our second week again being at home. I hope you enjoyed yesterday's assembly and your home learning activities. And we had an interesting time yesterday morning with year sixes, where we had a live lesson with Mr. Bramford, Mrs. Lowe, Mrs. Cunningham, and myself. So they really enjoyed that. They're having a live lesson this morning. So watch this space. We might be broadening that out to other classes coming soon. But in the meantime, enjoy your videos that your teachers are getting ready for you. Enjoy your home learning activities. Make sure you're being good for mum and dad. That's the most important thing. Right, this morning's assembly is about keeping fit because I've heard a few stories over the last couple of days about people going to bed very, very late in the night, not getting up until 11, 12 o'clock, I've heard. Now, that wouldn't happen if you were in school, so it's very, very important that you get yourselves to bed nice and early, that you get yourselves up as if you were coming to school. Make sure you take part in your home learning. Get involved with that. Get regular exercise. It's important, especially as you get older now. Very, very important to keep your body fit and healthy. Put good fuel into it, good eating habits. You know, we talk about this all of the time in school, but mostly as well, you know, get lots of exercise, get those body parts moving. You got Joe Wicks this morning or Cosmic Yoga, and I know on the BBC this week, the celebrity supply teacher is going to be Marcus Rashford one day. So those of you who like football, you can have a go at some exercise with him. So lots of ways you can exercise in the house. And this morning, assembly is called Skip to be Fit. And not a lot of people think about skipping to be fit. Now, I like to train, as you know, I tell you, and I've got a skipping rope at home, and I enjoyed that in the past where I've gone boxing and things like that. I've done some boxing training. Skipping is a really, really fun and way to keep fit, and it really gets your heart and all of your muscles pumping. But the story this morning is about skipping and how you can use it to keep fit. And as I said to you, you know, a lot of you perhaps come in the car to school. You know, I'm always saying if you can walk to school, walk to school. You know, some people come on their bikes, some people scooter. You know, it's lovely to see in the mornings, those of you who are keeping fit. But some people spend their life just going back and forth places in the car, which isn't really good for fitness. Things are different at the moment. We can't go too far with our exercise, and we can't actually drive to exercise anywhere at the moment. So it's even more important that you get out and about with mums and dads around your house. Just go for a walk, do some skipping at the back, these types of things, just to keep yourselves nice and fit and healthy. Very, very important for you. So Joe and Kieran looked on in surprise as Mr. Ellis, their teacher, demonstrated how well he could skip. It was a warm spring day, and the children were on the school field for a PE lesson. Before break, they had been learning about the benefits of healthy eating and exercise, and Mr. Ellis had warned them that they were in for some tough exercise in PE. I thought he said it was going to be tough, whispered Joe as Mr. Ellis went through his routine. I didn't think he meant skipping. Skipping's for girls. Mr. Ellis started off slowly, keeping his feet together and jumping just enough for the rope to pass beneath them. Easy, muttered Kieran. Anyone can skip. I don't see how that can keep you fit. Gradually, Mr. Ellis increased the pace so that the rope turned faster and faster. Eventually, it was whizzing around, making a whooshing sound as it cut through the air. Ooh, not bad, admitted Joe, as Mr. Ellis brought the rope to a stop and took a deep breath. But I still think we'd be better off playing football. Now then, began Mr. Ellis, it's your turn. I'm going to send you to the PE basket in groups so that you can get a skipping rope. I want you to find a space, get a safe distance from the next person, and I want to see how well you can skip. Joe and Kieran both pulled a face at each other as they collected a skipping rope and found spaces next to each other. Joe was hopeless. The first time he tried it, the rope wobbled over his head, caught his legs, and he fell flat on his face. Kieran burst out laughing, but he wasn't much better. He kept getting tangled up in his rope so that he looked like a Christmas parcel. Emily Thomas, who was working nearby, was brilliant. The rope moved around smoothly and the whole exercise seemed effortless. "Oh, it's impossible," complained Joe, picking up for the fourth time. "There must be something wrong with my rope." About 10 minutes later, Mr. Ellis stopped the children and gathered them together. He chose a few of the better skippers to demonstrate, and then, staring at Joe and Kieran, he said, "Of course, some of us are not so good, are we? I've made a list of those who need a little more practice. I'm going to allow you to take a rope home so that you can improve." And he read out a short list of about 5 names. "Oh, it's not fair," complained Joe later that evening. He had just removed the skipping rope from his school bag and he was sitting in the kitchen staring at it. "What's the point of learning how to skip? It's not something I'm going to use a lot, is it?" "Oh, skipping is brilliant," said Joe's dad, putting down his newspaper. "It's one of the best ways to get yourselves fit. Think about it. Boxers skip to improve their strength and stamina. So do footballers and rugby players, and most others who play sport professionally. It's cheap to do, all you need is a piece of rope, and it's really good fun. Come out into the back garden and we'll have a practice." A few minutes later, Joe was amazed to see his father skipping fluently on the back lawn. He was nearly as good as Mr. Ellis. The strange thing was, a few doors away, Kieran's dad was doing exactly the same thing. Joe could see his head appearing above the hedge as he bounced up and down. "All right," said Joe. He was beginning to change his mind. "I'll give it a go. I'll go and call for Kieran and we'll see if we can learn how to skip properly." It took a while, but gradually the boys improved. After half an hour, they could skip reasonably well. "Look at me," shouted Joe, and he managed 10 consecutive turns of the rope. "I've scored 10. "I've just got 13, boasted Kieran, "but I've had enough now. My legs are killing me." "We'll show them tomorrow," promised Joe. "I don't see what all the fuss was about. Anyone can skip." The following day, the children had an extra PE lesson. There was no mocking comments from Joe and Kieran this time. In fact, when Mr. Ellis asked for volunteers, the 2 boys were the first to raise their hands. "Excellent," exclaimed Mr. Ellis as they both passed 15 skips. "A big improvement after just a little bit of practice. Now, see if you can double your score by the end of the lesson. 30 skips without stopping." "Easy," said Joe. "Piece of cake," agreed Kieran, and the boys wandered off to find a space in which to practice. Well, they did improve, didn't they? They had a go. They weren't very good to start with, and that's like a lot of things in life, really. When we try something new, we're not very rarely are we brilliant at it to start with, but we stick at it. We work hard, we try our best, and that's the same whether it's your maths or your English or your history or playing football or skipping. You have practice makes perfect, as we always say. So make sure you are exercising. Make sure you're getting out of bed and getting on with your home learning. Make sure you're eating healthily. Make sure you're not watching too much television or playing on PlayStations. Make sure you treat the week as if you were in school. And enjoy the learning, because learning is something that you'll do for the rest of your lives. Still, all of your teachers here, me, we're always learning every day. Often we go on courses or have lessons on this and lessons on that, or we have to practice this thing or practice that thing. So learning is a life important skill. So enjoy the rest of the week. I'll see you tomorrow. Enjoy your home learning lessons. But to finish, as always, we will say our school prayer. You can put your hands together and eyes closed, or you can pray in whichever way you wish. This is our school. Let peace dwell here. Let the rooms be full of contentment. Let love abide here. Love for one another and love for life itself. Let our school be a lovely place where all of us are caring to each other, to work our best and show our smiling face, staff and children helping one another today and always. I forgot to say to you as well which class I was in, so have a look behind me. I'm sure some of you have already guessed it's year 4. So have a lovely day, and I shall see you tomorrow. And as we always say, over and